What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the RabidMining YouTube channel, and we have another package to open here. So this looks like it is tamper proof, so we're definitely going to have to come up with some sort of box opening strategy. You don't mess around when it comes to unboxing, because this is absolutely insane. So I guess first strategy, I'm just going to kind of dig in here and hopefully, I can get somewhere. I do see ipollo. See right there, it says ipollo. So I'm assuming this is an ipollo. If you're unfamiliar with ipollo, they make Ethereum classic mini miners. Now, we looked at the Jazz miner yesterday. It can currently mine Ethereum, but I believe the whole spec on it is geared towards Ethereum classic. As we all know, ETC, or at least, Ethereum, is set to move to POS soon. So when that moves to POS, I find it interesting that a lot of these miners now are coming in towards Ethereum Classic. So is there something going on in the background that we don't know about it? Ethereum Classic did want to previously move to like a SHA-3 algorithm to move to ASICs. Now, with all these mini ASICs coming out for Ethereum Classic, they're probably getting their wish. So I don't know. Last I heard that EIP did fail because it didn't come into current guidelines of an EIP. So the guy has to rewrite it. I don't know if there's any updates on that yet, but once Ethereum does move to POS, we may just see them staying as is, and these miners, they'll get their wish. It'll be ASIC dominated, and I don't know why all these companies are spending so much time and investments in creating these miners for a coin that, may not survive. So is there something going on in the background that none of us are aware of? And could Ethereum see massive price gains in the future? So it does look like we are succeeding in tackling this box. So we got, some open stuff here. So nice. So yes, this is an ipollo, and I believe this is from Belay Mining. I will show you how to get to their website. Links in the description, all that good stuff later on. But let's get this out of here and see what it looks like. So let's pull this out of here and see what we're expecting. So it's coming out fairly easy. And okay, that is actually a lot smaller than what I thought it said. So it does say nano FPU inside. Is there anything else in here? Yes, it looks like we got some more things happening. Power cable. So this is correct for North America, C13 to, I can't remember the name of this plug, but it's just standard North American 3-prong plug. And then we got something else in the back here. What do we got? Oh, I'm guessing this is the power supply itself. It's fairly heavy, big rectangle. Probably something we would see on like those gold shell mini Doge miners, KD boxes type of one. And yes, so that's exactly what we're seeing here. Oh, but this has 2 6-pins. So that's interesting. How much power does this thing actually draw, and which model is this? So that's cool. This is a cool PSU, so let's check it out. So initial impressions of this box, you can see it's kind of dusty and stuff kind of wipes away. So it looks like it's been a used box potentially. Maybe this miner has been passed around to various people to do videos on, but we'll see. The inside's actually looking nicely intact. We got the ipollo ordealio here, instructions. Oh, looks like we have an antenna. So this is wireless right off the start. Now let's see. Technical errors, guys. Let's see how we just get this part out of here. Oh my gosh. Are we going to drop something? Okay, it's kind of split in two here. All right, we're going in. Here we go. Do or die. Oh, it's coming apart. So we're just going to take it nice and slow. There we go. There's our antenna. You can see right there. So wireless functions. Looks like it's a thing. And here's our little box miner. Awesome. Got to be careful here. We see a reflection happening. Can't be doing any type of, doxing. Back up a bit. So there we are. Guys, it came with the red pill. Not the blue one, but the red one. I'm just kidding. Let's zoom out a little bit. I'm assuming this just fell off where you put the antenna right here. But, I thought that would be kind of fun to put out there. So let's just take this completely out. See, we have 2 fans, Ethernet cable right there. My unboxing skills are horrible. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right, so let's tip this up. And Ethernet for a sec. It says ETH, guys. This can mine ETH 100%. It's confirmed right there. No, that ETH, that stands for Ethernet. This is obviously where we plug in our internet. We got our 2 fans for cooling down. Took off the plastic to get rid of that reflection. And we can see this is an ipollo V1 Mini Classic Wi-Fi. There is on their website a plus version. This does not say plus, so this is about your 130 mega hash at about 104 watts according to their website. And obviously we got the bottom right here with the stands, and that's your top. So that's how it sits. We're not going to know anything if it can mine Ethereum or anything at all until we get to the dashboard. We're definitely going to try it, but at the very least, here we have ourselves another efficient Ethereum Classic miner. Let's plug this thing in and see exactly what we got going on. I'm going to pull the red pill off here, and then we're just going to install the antenna right quick. I'm not going to use the Wi-Fi. I like hardwiring everything, but we're just going to install it to make it look cooler. I'm going to leave it up a little bit. Okay, so I guess we're going to kind of go to the side. Does this twist? Okay, never mind. Cancel that. We can just slide this around. So there we go. Antenna installed. Now we got to get the power installed. I find it interesting they have the power plugs in the front, or at least the side of this thing. I guess it's supposed to be sitting like this to make everything line up. But they got the power on this side, and then you got your antenna and your fans and everything on the side here. So you know what? I think it would have been better, in my personal opinion, having the power and everything on the back here, swap this label around, and then in the front here, if this is even the front, I don't even know, but you got your front lights and your reset here. So I'm assuming this is your front, but it has your power. So I don't know, that's just interesting to me. Doesn't really matter. We're gonna see how this does. So let's plug these power cables actually in. Get these in here. Little clip goes up. One. All right, we got power. We got to get the internet going. All right, we'll get our Ethernet plugged in here right quick. Power into our power supply here. This is a C13 standard plug. If you were curious, this power supply can run 100 up to 240 volts. Looks like we're all set up here. All we got to do is plug it in and see if anything lights on fire or not. So here we go. Initiate the plug sequence, and it's plugged in. Oh, I hear stuff. So we're hanging out at the 21 watt range while this thing fires up. We have a red and a green light on. I'm going to jump into the workstation now, and we're going to have a look to see what the dashboard looks like and what we can mine. If you are looking to purchase one of these ipollo mini miners for yourself or various other ASIC miners, be sure to check out Belay Mining. Link is in the description below. They do accept various methods of payment such as American Express, Apple Pay, Diners Club, Discover, Facebook Pay, Google Pay, MasterCard, PayPal, Shop Pay, Venmo, and Visa. I logged into my router here. We can see the ipollo connected. So this is the IP I'm going to have to use in order to detect this miner. I'm all logged in and everything is in Chinese. So I don't see any way to change it at this point in time. Root, I'm assuming this says username. This is your password. So I'm just going to try root again. See if that works. So that did work. Awesome. So we're in. So it looks like default username and password is both root. Now we got to find out where to change our language because I have no idea. Okay, English. Yeah. Is it English now? English. Okay, yeah, we're in English now. So now we can actually read everything and kind of go over this. And is this already pointing out hash rate? Okay, I don't know where it's mining to right now, but it's taken off to someone else's address or something because I didn't set anything up. We just logged in, so we got to figure out what's happening. So I clicked on miner configuration on the left-hand side, and we could see there's some ant pool settings and everything in here already. So obviously we got to stop this miner and put in our own settings. So how do I just, let's reset. Can we reset everything? Engage. Is everything gone? Reset, save and apply. There are no changes. Okay, cancel that. So we're just going to kind of get rid of everything here like so. Nope, don't want any of that. Don't want any of that. I don't use any of those pools. Save and apply. All right, I heard it quit winding down. So it looks like it is applying our settings of getting rid of all those pools, and it's already applied. Nice. So now we have a nice start from scratch setup. We have a fan configuration, so that's kind of neat. We can actually adjust our fan settings, unlike what we saw in the Jazz Miner. We couldn't do that. So there's an auto and a manual. We're going to leave everything at auto for now, but I got to set up my pool here to test out some ETC. Okay, so I did input all of my statistics when coming in from FlexPool. So here's FlexPool, what you need to mine. I don't have the stratum in here. Usually with ASICs, like we looked at previous in the past, you don't need your stratum. It has it in by default, but if something's not working here, we will have to add in that stratum and TCP. So we're trying it like this for now and see what happens. Got our wallet address .ipollo as our worker name and address for our worker, and then just our pool. So we're going to save and apply, and hopefully this thing starts taking off and something happens. Configuration applied, accepted, running overview. Now is it going to take off? Okay guys, so we do have this thing hashing away finally. It turns out that I did add the stratum and stuff, but that still wasn't working. The whole issue here was I had to put the X in the password. As soon as I did that, this thing wrapped up and took right off. So if you get one of these or something, be sure to put that X there or it's not going to be working very well. So that's interesting. So this is telling us we're at about 80 mega hash here. And if we actually go to the pool, we're at 220 current effective, just like what we saw in the Jazz miner. This doesn't have any type of reported hash rates. It's all based on shares sent to the pool. So we're not going to get a rough idea of how great this thing is until we hit that 24-hour average hash rate, which we will be doing an updated video after a few days and stuff to see how well this does. But currently, we are finding 220 mega hash of a current effective. So that's actually not too bad. If we look at our power consumption, we're about 134 watts at the wall. So nice and efficient for about 220 mega hash. Remember, this is rated for about 104 or 5. I just want to run back into their website right here. So it's supposed to be about 130 mega hash based on, its stats on the website, plus minus 10%. So we're looking pretty good actually in my mind. But we did have a invalid share already. So that's pretty fast to get an invalid. In theory, we should never have an invalid. And I just want to touch up on something too when it comes to this reported. This kind of goes back to maybe a couple of years ago. Some of you guys may be aware about the whole Phoenix miner thing. Now, I don't know whatever came to be of it, but there's a lot, because it always reported extra hash rate, or it reported higher than every other miner out there usually. People were wondering, like, is it legitly doing that much hash rate? So the only way to really test it would be, looking at your effective and averages. And it turned out, I haven't used Phoenix Miner for like over a year, so I don't know if anything's changed, but you weren't coming up to what that reported was. So, it was dictating to get more people to use the program as a higher reported, but it wasn't really dishing out the shares to match its reported. So it's kind of nice that, that this miner doesn't have a reported, and we do have to base it off the current effective and shares being sent, because that tells you legitly how fast you are hashing. So we do have to wait over time here. It makes it a little harder to understand how well this thing does hash, but it's just one way to look at things. So I want to attempt to try to mine Ethereum on this, but I do want to point something out. Now, as we know, ever since the Thanos hard fork, Ethereum Classic is now known as ETCHash. It is no longer ETHASH, which is what it used to be on, as well as Ethereum. So if it cannot mine Ethereum in what I'm about to test, then that means it will not be able to mine any of these other coins as well, making it strictly stuck to Ethereum Classic, or at least ETCHash only. So let's see if this can mine ourselves some Ethereum. So it's been about 6 minutes here and 24 seconds, and we can see rejected shares is at 6, nothing accepted. So I'm assuming that this cannot mine any ETHash coins, only ETCHash, which is Ethereum Classic. So this is very limited to single algorithm Ethereum Classic only. And I swapped it right back into Ethereum Classic. We see 2 minutes, 9 seconds. We have an accepted share. I'll go to mining overview here, and we have hash rate. So, confirmed Ethereum Classic is the only coin and algorithm ETCHash that this ipollo can mine. All right, guys, so I kind of want to go over how loud this thing is right now. So I got this towards the back where the fans are, and we can see that when I talk, it gets quite a bit louder. So I'll just be quiet for a second here. You can see we're down to 5960, and then when I talk, it comes up to that 70 to 80 range. So obviously this thing is a lot quieter than, when I'm talking. But one thing I do want to point out, I did have to drop this to manual fans, because on auto, even though it's quiet, I could notice it ramping up and down, and honestly it got kind of annoying. So again, I just swapped this to 80% on manual fans, and now I have no issues. It's just a nice, constant, steady noise. Speaking of changing settings, anytime you do change pretty much anything on this thing, it does reset and have to begin that process all over again. But, you know, that's no issues because it only takes about 2 or 3 minutes for this thing to finally ramp up and begin hashing anyway. So we do have a QR code on the screen. I brought up my scanner, so we're just going to do this live to see what exactly this QR code does. And, okay, so it's just ipollo support. So, you know, I guess that's legit. Let's have a quick look at some profitability based on the current numbers. Now, I won't know the mega hash until a few days go by and I get a nice average, but we do know 135 watts and it's advertised at 130 mega hash. $2.05 before power and $1.73 after power at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Myself personally, I'm at about 16.7 cents with all the fees and everything tacked on. So I'm $1.50 after power and $2.05 before power. Let's compare this to something like, say, I guess it would be a 3090. So we're going to put a 3090 in there, get rid of Ethereum, calculate that, scroll down, and at the same power, 17 cents, 16.7, we are at 57 cents after power and $1.88. So, you know, in terms of Ethereum Classic, obviously this is a nice efficient miner, but it can only mine Ethereum Classic with a 3090. It can move across all these other coins. Now with Ethereum set to move POS, all these coins as well are probably going to be in the red. You know, hard times are definitely coming when it comes to GPUs. But right now, you know, take it any way you want. One coin is all it can mine. As it mines that coin, it is really efficient at it, but you are very limited while utilizing it. All right, guys, time for the closing argument. I'm just kidding, but here is the miner in a nutshell. I'll definitely get, you know, up-to-date numbers after a week or so has gone by and we get some average hash rates just to see how well this thing is performing on top of some more up-to-date profitabilities. But for now, you know, this is pretty much what it is. It can only mine Ethereum Classic. It's about $894, which is cheaper than a 3090, little more hash rate, but half the power consumption, which is a plus side. But again, that being limited to single ETCHash only is probably a huge con in this case. So I don't know, take it any way you want, guys, but this is the ipollo ETC Mini. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out. Thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't seen one of these, be sure to check them out. And if you already seen them, maybe you missed something, might have to watch it one more time. And if you just let it play in the background, that's all right as well. I do try to live stream every weekend as well as every couple days during the week. So be sure to be subscribed so you don't miss that. As always, have a great day.